So last night I picked up my buddy Wouter from the Vancouver airport and we headed back to our Airbnb and met up with two of our other agency buddies and we sat down and I kid you not even 10 minutes later, he had an entire notes app full of different notes and changes that he was going to make to his business. Right now, here's the thing: is some of the stuff he had written down, like track client results, gather data, tweak agency ads, like create an offer with a more compelling outcome, yada yada yada, is all stuff he already internally knew. But when he was talking with some of our other buddies in the agency space and they brought it up, it was almost like this aha moment of like, I knew that, but why didn't I think of it? Why didn't I think to increase my prices? Why didn't I think to make my offer better? Why didn't I think to track this data? And it's one of those moments where you realize that most of us, especially in this agency space where there's so much information, there's endless, and I mean endless YouTube videos on how to do this, how to do that, how to do this, how to do that. Most of us know fundamentally like how to make good offers, how to pick a good niche, like how to set appointments, how to close deals, like how to scale an agency, how to hire and train a team. Like we may not know the ins and outs and all the nitty gritty specifics, but most of us have a pretty good fundamental understanding of most of the stuff that happens. And it reminded me, ironically enough, that most of us don't need to be taught. We just need to be reminded. We need to be reminded of something more than we need to be taught. Which brings me to my point, and I guess the whole point of this video, which is how to scale your agency to 20K. Or you know what, you can insert whatever dream number you want. Maybe that's 10, maybe it's 5 for you, maybe it's 100K. Whatever the case may be, put whatever number you want there. Here's the thing, is you deep down already know how. Like, you probably, if someone came to you and said, hey man, how do I scale my agency to 20K, 100K, whatever, you could probably give them an answer. Hey man, do this, 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 and this. But for whatever reason, we have a hard time taking our own advice, myself included. I give advice all the time. It's what I do is I consult people, but I have a hard time taking my own advice, which is why everyone needs a mentor. That aside, right? But so it brings us back to the question of how do we scale an agency? Well, here's the thing, is we could talk about the nitty gritty and, well, you got to set appointments and close clients, but you've heard that before, and you know that. You know that stuff. Maybe you need to be reminded, or you need to be reminded again that, hey, you're only going to get to 20K by actually signing clients, focus on the stuff that matters. But I think there's this important takeaway from this little story I just shared, which is that one of the most valuable things that you could do and one of the fastest changes you could make to not only make your life better, but also scale your agency faster, is surround yourself with other people who are doing what you do. Because I cannot tell you, every single time I go to meet up with my buddies, right, that run similar businesses, that they're in the agency space, whatever the case may be, I kid you not, within the first 24 hours, I have an entire list of things I could change to my business. I have eliminated like 100 limiting beliefs that I previously had. My eyes are now open up to what's possible. I have undeniable belief and conviction because everyone around you is saying, yo, do this, you should do that. Yeah, you've got a good thing going. You now feel this like passion, this like fervor of energy of like, wow, I can actually do this because everyone around you is saying, yeah, man, do this. And they don't even bat an eye. Right? Like, I remember way back, this is like a couple years ago, I was talking with one of my buddies, Julian, and I was telling Julian my prices. He goes, raise it. I'm like, what do you mean? No, I can't. He's like, no, raise it. And he went on like a full-fledged like rampage, basically yelling at me on why I should raise my prices. And after that, like hour-long, like just annihilation of getting assaulted by words, I was like, damn. Why have I not been charging this much? And I didn't even second guess. I didn't even doubt myself. I instantly raised my prices. And here's the thing, is most people, you right now could probably double, triple your price, whatever the case may be, and your closing rate would probably stay the same so long as you have the conviction. The problem is most of us know we should double or triple our prices because it brings in higher quality customers, allows us to allocate more money to those customers to get them better results, the whole 9 yards, right? Like there's even this ad going around right now from Russell Brunson, which is like, the more you increase your prices, the better customers you work with, the better life gets, right? Fair enough. But we have a hard time doing that because the second you're sitting there by yourself in your room, you're like, oh, should I raise their prices? I don't know. Can they afford it? Like, I don't have the best quality leads, yada, yada, yada. But for context, the reason why you don't have the best quality leads is because your price is low. Jack your price up 10x and you start to realize your lead quality become a lot better. Because guess what? You'll provide a bigger solution to a bigger client that solves a bigger problem, the whole 9 yards. Right? And that's just one small example. But the point is you need to surround yourself with people like this because the amount of not even just limiting beliefs, feedback, advice, iterations you get is uncomparable to any other thing you could do to tweak your business, right? You could sit here and like hire a closer and hire a CSM and build out a setting team and run the best agency ads and build the best offer, but nothing will ever compare to being surrounded in environments where everyone is pushing you. Everyone is constantly showing you what's possible. Everyone's telling you, like, hey, do this, try that, do this, giving you this undeniable conviction. And the longer I'm in business, the more I realize one of the most important factors in having a successful business is your conviction, or rather said in entrepreneurship, your delusion. And I think there's a direct correlation between your level of delusion and your level of success. The more delusional you are that you have something good, that you are the best, etc., the more successful you are. Right? Think right now, even just your network. Think of the most successful people you know. And then ask yourself, to the average individual, how delusional do they seem? Right? When one of your buddies tells you, like, oh, I'm going to go start charging $10K per client, your first thought was, what the fuck? I remember actually the first time I ever heard someone say I'm charging $10K a client. I was like, what? What do you mean one singular person is going to pay you $10,000? As a matter of fact, even when I first started, I remember someone saying $1,000. And I was like, no way someone would pay you $1,000. That just doesn't seem real. Like a couple $100 maybe, but $1,000, especially every single month, no way. And then I signed a $1,000 a month client. And then I signed a $3K client, and then a $4K, and then a $5K. And it goes up and up and up, and you start to realize what's possible. And the more delusion you have, the more you set yourself out to achieve, and then the more you are able to achieve. But the thing is, it's really hard to have this delusion if you're just sitting by yourself in a room, because you are limited to your own mind, your own capacity. But when you have everyone else, you have everyone's combined conviction into your body, so much easier to make money. Because it's not only just your limiting beliefs that you put on yourself, because you get someone's bird's eye view, their third person perspective on your current situation, which is objective. It's not subjective. There's no limiting beliefs there. They're just telling you, like, hey, dude, like, you need to do this. You need to increase prices. You need to track the data. You need to do this. You need to do that, which is things you already knew you needed to do, but you had forgot. You would convince yourself that, oh, well, that doesn't work for me because insert limiting belief. Right? But when someone, especially someone you care about and someone that you value their opinion, says, dude, you're an idiot, just do this, you're almost like, wait, why didn't I think of that? But that's because you are like this, like your mind is capped, right? And if you always just make decisions based off your own limited information, you'll never go outside the box, which is the whole reason of having other people, because they aren't capped at your limiting beliefs, because they're not you, obviously, right? That makes sense. So therefore, you can get a whole different perspective and grow. And so perhaps this isn't the most tactical training, like, hey, set appointments, but there's 1,000 of those out there. I have 1,000 of those videos, like, set up, pick a niche, make an offer, set appointments, charge 1K a month, sign 20 clients, woohoo, you're at 20K, right? Like, I could make a video like that if you want, but I wanted to go into some of the more theoretical stuff that I think is better for the people that actually get it. Right? For the newbies, this video was terrible and they're probably not watching, but for the people that get it, this video, I hope, has added some value and has maybe opened up a different, thing that you had thought about but weren't sure. So I encourage you, whatever the case may be, like, go meet up with people, go chat with more people, go get someone to give you a second opinion, and just go break your limiting beliefs, because most of the reason why people aren't at, let's say, 20K when they're at 10K, or when they're not at 10K when they're at 5K, is not because they're offering, not because their systems, not because their team. It's just because their own limiting beliefs. And once you can squash those limiting beliefs, you can scale so much faster, because now you remove the biggest bottleneck in your business, which is always you. You are the bottleneck. And when you can remove that and alleviate that constraint, you can scale so fast until you hit a new bottleneck, right? You alleviate the bottleneck of getting to 10K, right? Now you have a bottleneck. Oh, how do I get to 20K? Remove that bottleneck and away you go. So hope this helped in some way, shape, or form. If you have any questions or anything you want to chat about, you want my opinion on, just comment down below. I reply to every single YouTube comment, because I'm not too famous. I'm not too cool. I'm just like you. I'm another average Joe who just found a way to make a couple bucks online and live a cool life. So have a good day. Chat with you cowboys soon. And maybe we'll go hunting and fishing together. Peace.